Hello, Josie here. You ready for the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and are you sure? Okay, here we go. So right now it's currently raining where I'm at, and it is lovely out here. I love it when the rain comes down. You know, the rain washes away, and it also restores and grows, right? Right? Exactly. So imagine your tears and what they do, what they can do for you, right? But what I was just thinking about was the movie Beaches with Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey. Love that movie. Such a sad movie. I remember when I was like 19 years old, my mother and my sister were in the living room watching that movie. And there was a scene, a very sad scene. I was standing in the back in the dining room area watching from a distance. You know, they were kind of having mother daughter time, you know, that kind of bonding thing, I guess, or whatever. But I don't really think that's what it was, you know? I don't think it really was bonding. I think it, well, maybe it was. I don't think that they did not have any emotional reaction to that movie. No emotional reaction. Something that I picked up on with individuals, like when you watch certain movies, like they're sharing a story, either a true story and or a fictional story, and it has different ways that it can affect you. It can make you laugh, it can make you think, it can make you cry, it can make you angry. It can stir up a lot of different emotions, right? So Beaches, if you've seen that movie, Beaches will stir up a lot of emotions in you. Like seriously, you should, and I say should, but I would say a majority of individuals that watch that movie at some point will get emotional, possibly. Maybe not a tear, but maybe a little bit of sadness or whatnot. But I did not see that with my mother. There was a scene where there was just, I can't recall exactly the scene, but it was an emotional scene. Maybe when she passed away, when she died, and her daughter, um, they were leaving the beach house, you know, and the look on her face and how sad she was, and just the mourning process and whatnot. She was saying goodbye, you know, to the beach house and kind of in a lot of ways saying goodbye to her mother, you know, after the funeral and whatnot. You know, it's just a very sad moment. And I cried. I had tears. And I remember my mother, uh, Joe, are you crying? And then my mother and my sister were just sitting there kind of laughing, you know, because I was crying during an emotional part of a movie that I don't think they wanted me to watch, or they did not want me to see, or they did not want me to be involved in their time together. But neither one of them had a tear in their eye. Neither one of them gave a damn about the emotion that was happening in that scene, during that scene. It was supposed to stir your emotions. It was supposed to make you just, you know, you're right there with her as she's dealing with that, right? You know, but they were not crying. That was that was a time. That was a moment where they were making fun and are laughing because I was crying during an emotional part of a movie. They were laughing at me. They were smiling. And they didn't have any emotion at all. And that just let me know who exactly I was dealing with in a way at that time. I didn't really put it all together because I was like 19 years old. I was young. But now, even just now when I'm thinking about the process, like even at that age, and even prior to that experience that happened, my mother's never been really emotional. She has played emotional in church. I've seen her play emotional in church. She has played emotional, but she's not an emotional person. She is someone that has worn a lot of masks and has played a lot of characters. And I noticed that about her because she was just that type of person. She didn't get emotional unless it was in front of someone else and it would gain her something. It would get her something. It would get her attention. It would get her sympathy or empathy. People feeling sorry or bad for her. And I'm sure even with me, because I distanced myself from her, you know, she's talking to other people and crying and getting emotional because she's not talking to me. She has no access to me. I'm not interested in talking to her. And so she's getting people to show her sympathy and empathy for her because, oh, her child's not speaking to her, and that child, this and that, and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So she's getting people to respond and react off of her fake emotion in order for them to come at me and attack me. That's how my mother plays. That's how she plays. It's a game for her. It's a pleasurable game for her that feeds her ego. It feeds her ego. It feeds her need to be a bully and to be cruel and punish somebody that does not want to be around her. So that's what she's been doing. I've seen her using other people to come at me, and none of it's working. It's actually backfiring on them for coming at me to the way that they're coming at me, as if I'm supposed to give a damn, as if I'm supposed to feel some type of way that she's sending these people to come at me. No, she's sending these people and getting them fucked up for coming at me. And these people are realizing that they fucked up for coming at me the way that they have. When you attack someone that has dealt with a lot of emotional trauma from abuse of parents, reactionary abuse from your parents, emotional abuse from your parents, evil, wicked tactics from your parents and your family, them using your friends and so on and so forth to come at you and whatnot. Like, seriously, when you have to deal with that over years, and then when God says enough and you refuse to stop, and then God gave me the strength to distance myself from them, to no longer deal with them, because He showed me what they had been doing against me for years. I listened. And because I listened, He is protecting and keeping me safe from whatever tactics that they're trying. And He is punishing and disciplining those that are sent towards me to try to cause more emotional trauma, as well as those that sent people towards me to cause emotional trauma, as well as all the emotional trauma and the damage that these people have done against me for years. He's punishing these people, and they're angry because they're being punished. They're being punished, and they're angry because what they're trying to send to me is not working. And now the tears that they faked, the sadness that they faked, they're now feeling it. Real time. They're feeling it. The tears are real. The sadness is real. The anger is unwarranted and unjustified on their end, and they're trying to justify their anger, and they can't. So it's all sadness. It's all blues for them. And then for a lot of them, it's downhill, even more lower than they currently are, because they continue to try to bring me down. They continue to try to drain me. They continue to try to hurt me and get me in an emotional state that I've already been in. I've already experienced that. I've already authentically had to go through these things, necessarily as well as unnecessarily. You can't fake it with God. You can fake it with other people. You can fake it with people in your neighborhood, your friends, your families. You can fake it with them, but you can't fake it with God. And God sees everything. And He knows your heart. He knows your intentions. And the intentions of my mother were to hurt, traumatize, bully, and sacrifice me to be used and abused. Isn't it fair that she have to go through the same thing? Hmm? I think so.